Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be a match between Rhett and Idra here on Fighting Spirit. This is a rematch between the two players. I cast the first game maybe last month or so. I'll put a link in the top right to it, but if it's not there, just remind me in the comments and I will link it to you personally. Top right-hand corner. Oh no, it is the white Zerg player, Rhett! And in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the red Terran player, Idra. What the heck? Idra's talking about getting kicked for abusing. What does that even mean? What does abusing mean in StarCraft rules? Why was Blizzard... What? I'm so confused here. I mean, I guess maybe it's just verbal abuse, right? Like, Idra always goes off on people when he loses, and we saw that. We did see that in the gas between Rhett and Idra that I previously put up here. Yeah, he doesn't like losing. And who doesn't? I mean, who doesn't... dislike losing, I guess, is the question to ask here, but how you act upon that feeling is what makes you who you are. I really feel like actions make the person. People can have impulses and people can have just desires and things, but they don't act on them. Like, what is it? What is it at that point? How does it even matter, honestly? So, I'm not saying you should, like, obsess over negative things or, like, obsess about hurting people as long as you never act on it. Like, don't do that, but the key here is not acting on it, all right? All right. That is how I've really come down on this thing and this concept as I've gotten older and up in my ears. But I don't know. We can start a conversation in the comments about what really does matter. Do the desires of the heart matter, or is it just actions? Because I really feel like it's actions. Which is gets complicated. Because, again, the more you think about something, the more likely you already do it. And anyway, it's a problem. So hatch first here. Out of Rhett. Idra comes up and scouts it around. This always throws me off because Idra totally played Zerg in StarCraft 2. And he's playing Terran here. I wonder what made him race switch. I wonder if it was just the Roach. If you just, like, in the beta for Wings of Liberty, StarCraft 2, the Roaches were 1 supply each. And it was insanely good. Like, a maxed out Roach army it's so impossible to stop. It was just crushing people everywhere in the beta. And Idra basically caused them to change it to 2 supply instead of 1. And now the Roach is fine. Not super OP. And that's Idra's doing, honestly. So he left his mark on StarCraft 2, that's for sure. I'm not sure what mark he left on Brood War, other than he's ragey a lot. Gets very angry about things. The blocking here, Rhett, again, he's trying to tilt Idra. He knows if he can get under Idra's skin, Idra's going to play angry. And I don't know if it's possible to play better when you're angry, to be honest with you. I really feel like if you're mad, you're playing worse in most situations. So just trying to get under his skin here, making him build his command center off-center a little bit here. I feel like if Idra was playing Zerg here and his hatch couldn't go down, he'd be more upset about it. But as it stands, he's fine. Macro hatch at the top of the ramp here from Rhett, and just, you know, macroing up, going for a couple lings, but mostly drones at this stage. Doesn't seem like he's going to go for a mass ling flood just because he just got his gas started. A metabolic boost is going to be late as far as trying to get a big ling flood out here. So I think Idra, he's going to be prepared for that anyway. He's going for a double barracks opening. Throw up maybe a barracks here and maybe a bunker in there too. And you're going to be just fine against really most ling floods, depending on how full the bunkers are. So bunker coming up. Actually going to throw it here, so a bit of a walling off the ramp. He wants to avoid a run-by with this particular setup, and he knows the lings don't have speed, at least for now. He's been scouting with this SCV for quite some time. He knows that the gas just went up. So he's not too worried about anything. He's just going to go ahead and SCV up a little bit harder than he normally would. The scouting is really good here. Bunker is complete with 2 Marines, which is enough to stop slowlings from getting through, and then you want to block the ramp too with a couple SCVs to help with that further. Man, this SCV really wants to know the lair timing, and there it is. Lair just now getting started from Rhett. And Rhett does like his lings, so Idra is very warranted to be worried about giant ling run-by at this stage of the game. So his scouting is done. He should get comsat here sooner rather than later, as he is tossing up an academy. So yeah, comsat should be the first thing going on to that command center, and the second level scan will come up soon. What he should know, though, is there a third base on the way from Rhett, and there's not. He's taking his second gas here. This looks very much like a 2-base mutaplay to me, with some ling support. So Idra, at this point, that should be in the back of his mind. That's what's going to come out here. We should see an engineering bay. We should start seeing some turrets in a few minutes. You don't need to start the turrets immediately upon suspecting that there's a 2-base mutaplay coming at you. You really don't have to start them until they're under construction. So, like, you can wait till the lair is done, and then after the spire is done, and then like 10 seconds later, start them, because missile turrets don't take that long to build, and they can be there and ready to go just as soon as the mutalisks show up. You don't have to waste mining time that would otherwise go towards mining on a building in that situation. It is hard to pull off, but the professional level StarCraft players can do it. You see it all the time. There's your Spire, there's your second base, and really playing blind here is Idra. I don't know that he sent another scouting anything out yet because he can't, because he's got Bio. Bio's bad for scouting. Vulture's better for scouting for sure, but there's the Engineering Bay on the way. There's the Spire coming up, and watch. You just watch. Engineering Bay is going to finish, and Idra's going to not start immediately producing missile turrets. Just happily mining for the time being here. It's going to move out with some Marines and some medics to handle those Lings, and they see that coming, and they retreat. Lurker Aspect coming in off of 2 bases here, too, from Rhett. What on earth? What on earth is he doing right now? Maybe Lurker Siege at the front and then Muta's harassing at the back. Some Fire Bats in the mix. He knows. He knows that Rhett loves his Zerglings. That's what the Fire Bats are for. Now on the defensive, actually, is Rhett throwing up a couple Sunkens here to try to deal with a potential bio push. No, it's a real bio push that's actually moving out right now. So you see, still no turrets? Yep, still no turrets here. Idra, he knows. He knows how to do this. He's a very excellent player. Like, don't let the fact that he gets so ragey when he loses make you overlook the fact that he's very good at StarCraft 2. He's an excellent player. He really is. There are plenty of crap players that rage a lot. We never hear about them because they're bad. So check this out. The Spire finished. Look who's not making Mutalisks. Is this a fake out or is this change up in strategy from Rhett? This is weirding me out, man. He's just going for Lurkers. He's going for Lurkers straight up. That's a scan. I don't know if that scanned the main base or the third, or possibly for a third base. Third base coming up for right now, top left-hand corner. But I think the bio might be able to handle here, although that is a lot. That is a lot of Lings cruising in here now. I'm going to pull back and wait for reinforcements. Look at this. The turrets are coming up, though. Yeah, he's turreting up like he's preparing for Mutalisks. Oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, fairness, man. You saw the Spire. What you didn't probably scan was over here, this Hydralisk Den, and all of these Lurkers on the way right now. So the good news is he has detection if Lurkers try to come up here in the front. He also has detection if Lurkers try to drop in the back. So could be worse here, but at the same time, he is definitely throwing up enough turrets to deal with Mutalisks, which are not coming. And like at this point, he has to realize, okay, so no Mutas have shown up at all. What is Rhett actually doing off of these 3 bases? Well, 2 bases right now with the third on the way. The answer is Lurkers. It's definitely Lurkers, and you need tanks for this, man. Getting sieged by Lurkers, you really need tanks. And look how late this factory is. He's going for a starport too, which is good. Starport going to help get those science vessels out to deal with irradiate and detection for these Lurkers, but the contain is real right now. I cannot believe Rhett pulling this off now. He's going for a hive? Can I just say, I really like Rhett. He's a fantastic player and he's funny too. Like, Idra's like, I'm going to get banned for abuse, for verbally abusing you, and the response from Rhett is literally lol. That's hilarious. That's it. He's like, I don't have time for you, Idra. I don't care if you get kicked or not. I'm here for my own career. And maybe I'm completely misinterpreting that, but I just don't know if they were friends. The response from Rhett would be lol, and literally that was it. I feel like if they were friends, there'd be more commiseration going on there, but I don't know. Maybe they're totally friends, and that's how they interact. And I'm just wrong and off base here, which happens all the time, actually. That is how Falcon rolls, is being wrong more often than not. That's how you know you're getting older, is you recognize all the times that you're wrong. Science vessels soon, as the science facility is under construction here. Tank is out. Siege mode is not on the way. Do you already have it? That machine shop is not working. Meanwhile, what are you doing with your hive, man? What is it? What are you doing with your hive? This thing, Defiler round. Of course it is. Man, he's going to have Defilers and Lurkers at about 9 minutes, which seems really problematic if you happen to be Idra. The good news is it's only a 3-basing Zerg versus a 2-basing Terran. If you can break this contain and take a third, you're going to be in a fine spot. There we go. Science vessel under construction right now, working on further upgrades for his bio. Going for +2 attack and +1 armor. Another scan, maybe? Oh, no. Yeah, he thought about going in there. Rhett totally moved forward and was like, tanks, hold on. Never mind. We're not going in there. There are tanks ready to destroy us. Yeah, tanks just slowly pushing this out. And until Dork Swarm shows up, this is a really good answer to Lurkers. An incredible answer, actually. So here comes our science vessel. Where is it? There it is, coming to the front. Irradiate coming in here, too, from the Terran player. And that's what I'm talking about here. Just push up, man. Scourge, though! Oh, nice pull. Great pull of Marines by Idra, and great pull of the Scourge away from there by Rhett. So good reaction times by both players. A couple Marines die, but that's okay. that's doable at this stage. Couple lurkers protecting that third base in case a run-by of Marines decides to head on up there and start killing stuff. Which doesn't seem like it. Seems like we're going for a straight-up front door push. The problem is, Consume is almost done. Irradiate is done, which is nice for Idra, but Consume and Dark Swarm are really going to turn the tide here. At this stage, Idra would just crush. If Dark Swarm did not exist, or if Ret wasn't going for Defilers at all, that'd be it. The tanks would crush these. The bio would kill the rest of it. Defilers are what keep Zerg alive in this situation. Without question. Scourge do take down Science Vessel. Nice pick off. Fantastic pick off there by Ret, getting the Scourge into perfect position. There's the Dark Swarm. Now you're like, well, at least I'm containing the Zerg player now. So that's good. Any sign of a third base here from Idra at all? Doesn't seem like it. Just going for a dropship, which is fun. He is producing a starport there. Going for Plague. Really enjoying Plague. And an Ultralisk Cavern. Wow, we're just going for all the things today, aren't you, Ret? Is that an That's a sunken colony in case for drops. Ultralisk Cavern up here, maybe? I'm Ron Burgundy. Boy, where is that Ultralisk Cavern? That guy. That guy right there. I'm so blind. Hear all them consumes? I certainly do hear all them consumes. New Dark Swarm. Radiate catching a Defiler. That is the relationship between Science Vessels and Defilers, is a Radiate. Oh, bad Scourge. Okay, that was not super amazing. Another Dark Swarm would be good here. The Lings are running to their deaths here by Ret, though. You can't be losing those Lings for nothing at this stage of the game, but it does push Idra back a little bit. As there are a lot of lurkers in that Dark Swarm. Are they protected on that edge? I did read recently that like there's a circle of protection, but like the very edges are not protected. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Guess who's here? A drop. With Sunken Support not doing very well. Flank attack over here where there are actually... Oh, gets the Defiler and then pulls back. Pulls the Lurkers back too, where the Lurkers are not. That was a really nice drop. And attack into the main base and attack into the natural base. Pushing the Lurkers back and allowing Idra to move up to the front if he wants to. Third or fourth base is done here for Ret. Are you going to... I was going to say, Idra, you could take the middle base. That would be super cool, but it seems like he just wants to two-base this thing. Which is so odd, because he was such a macro player in StarCraft 2. He would have so many bases up if he could. In every match. Maybe that was just the Zerg style, was macro in StarCraft 2 those days especially. And to this day as well. Lurker down. Ugh. Lurker down. Alright, several kills on those Lurkers, but now there's nothing left to defend this fourth. Yeah, Idra's like, so either what I can do here is take a third of my own or just kill the fourth. Which the hatchery is not protected by Dark Swarm, and neither are those drones. I'm waiting for a Plague. This feels like a Plaguey Defiler right here. You're going to do it? Something got irradiated over that way. Defiler sounds like it. Plague? Or Dark Swarm. There's your Plague. Boy, that cat caught almost all of that bio. Certainly did. Ooh, free Defiler! Idra getting some serious pickups right now. He's up 128 to 87 supply. Not going for a third base at all. He's totally happy. Just kidding. He's got a third base right over here. Alright, so he built a command center. He's going to land it down there at the southern section of the map. Chitinous plating on the way from Ret. Ultras are on the way. They are ready to do some stuff here. Not going to tell you who won the first game between these two players on my channel, but I will tell you Ultras were involved. Ret does like his Ultralisks and his Zerglings. He is a man after my own heart that way. I too like those. So 3 base to 3 base right now. Idra economically is a fantastic position. Really enjoying what I'm seeing here. The question is, can he handle 6 Ultras at the same time? I don't know if he has the tank line for it. Is he producing tanks? Not really. Still producing bio over and over and over again. Trying to replace his 4th base right now, which might be a little hard as there's a giant army coming over here. Irradiate the Defiler 1 and Irradiate the Defiler 2, and you can take this much more easily. Do you not have the energy for Irradiates? One of you does. Man, look at those consumes. There we go. Irradiating one. Oh, that full energy guy. He's like, I gotta throw down something before I die. No! I mean, might as well toss down a Dark Swarm. It doesn't hurt anything. It's better than dying with full energy you just consumed off those helpless Zerglings. So that 4th base is just about back, which makes it 4 to 3, which is where Ret wants to be here. But the time being, this income is looking pretty fantastic for Idra. Again, the answer to Ultras, I don't think he has. He doesn't have the tank count for it. Science Vessel count, I'm not sure if it's there either. He's got 3, 4 of them here, but another couple in construction. I mean, irradiating all of the Ultras is pretty useful. Lings sneak attack into this third base, and there's almost nothing defending it at all. Oh, man, you got to build at least a supply due up. You can't just let the Lings walk in here without any harassment at all or any obstructions whatsoever here. So they are going to get into this mineral line. Scourge taking down a couple, or one science vessel at the front here of Rhett's base. Third base in trouble, but more reinforcements coming in, and they do wipe out the Zerglings, but a lot of SCVs went down there too. I think that was an Ultralisk that just ran in there and died. That's what all that blood is? Maybe. Irradiates. Oh, he did catch an Ultralisk over there. Took a Scourge hit in the meantime, but Ultra hurting other surrounding Ultras. No, not enough support for the science vessels. They are getting picked off here quite intensely. Stimming forward. There's another Defiler here. Another Dark Swarm is up. The Lings are inside. The Ultras are coming down too. Pulling back outside, trying to deal with these Ultralisks, if at all possible. You know what? They're doing pretty well there. One tank goes down, but it's a full retreat. Oh, just kidding. There's Lurkers here. That's not as much of a retreat as I thought it was. 151 to 123 supply, but a lot of this is Ultralisks, and here goes nothing. Dark Swarm comes up, everybody out of there. The tanks are dead. You have to deal with Ultras sitting here with their full 5 armor. And by full, I mean almost full. It's almost 6 when it is 6 when it's full. Good control there, keeping those Ultras inside the Dark Swarm, not chasing the bio all over the place. Look at that. Invincible in that Swarm. You know that's bugs, right? We've talked about that before. The Dark Swarm is bugs that like intercept bullets and stuff, lasers somehow. I don't know, man. Never try to ascribe lore reasons to a lot of what happens in multiplayer StarCraft. Just don't. Irradiating a lot of these Ultras, man. It's not bad. Bunch of Lings going down because of the Irradiate here. Play catching some of this bio and one of the science vessels. But heading on back out. Not feeling good about things. 164 to 144 supply. Idra looking good. Still on 3 bases. His third base is saturated quite nicely. Needs to pull these SCVs into working position. But the Lings with the run by again. There's enough bio here to hold this, though, I want to say. They are 2-2 Lings, though, and I'm going to assume they have adrenal glands. I've not seen that on the production tab, but base. Actually, do we see this? No attack speed, unfortunately. It doesn't show up in the tooltip. Save it. Oh, saved the science vessel just barely there. Just barely. Oh, don't come up into the pincer move, though. All right. Well, it comes right on up. Who needs Dark Swarm when you have a surround like that? Rhett does not, that's for sure. A lot of Lings getting thrown away there fairly carelessly, but Rhett's sitting on about 1,000 minerals. He can afford it. Idra, too, sitting at about 1,300, 1,000 right now. Not really producing enough stuff to spend all the money that he's getting right now, which is not a good sign. If he was doing that, he'd probably be maxed out. He's making 6 Marines at a time, which is fantastic, but probably should be making closer to 12 or 14 at a time at this stage on 3 bases. Ling's trying to cruise on in here. There is a Defiler. Oh, gosh, there's a Defiler. All right, well, double Dark Swarm coming up. That's a force lift on your third base. Your income just went down the toilet there. Thank you very much. Ling's overextending outside of the Dark Swarm, though, and getting destroyed. So now you just land. You're good. Totally fine. If the Lings had stayed in that Dark Swarm, that could have forced the liftoff on that for quite some time. More Lings coming in for round 2, though, so I guess you can just do it again if you screw up the first time. Once again, though, not using the Dark Swarms very well. Is there a Defiler still in here? There certainly is. There's enough energy for anything at this stage, though. Ultras coming in from the top side. This isn't... Oh, there's the Dark Swarm. I was going to say, this is enough bio to kill them, but the Dark Swarm is just the ultimate in situation changer there. His Zergling's got 0 kills. He wants his first, but the medic was healing up his prey. Unfortunately, Ultra's taken some serious hits, but boy golly, do they have 6 armor right now. That means most all of the Marine attacks are getting just removed from the game here. They're tickling these Ultralisks to death, but there are a lot of Marines, which is your trade-off here, and they do shoot quickly, which, I don't know, maybe that makes up some time. What you really want, though, against Ultras are things that hit hard and hit slow, and that's what these tanks are. And that's what, you know, Reavers are, for example, and here we go, 3 Marines. There's medic support here, but they're not in contact with the medics, and they all get destroyed. Third base in trouble once again. Idra going for it. Picks a bunch of Scourge out of the sky. Should keep his science vessels finally alive. There are a bunch of them here. The third base is in shambles. Like, there's probably some saving it here, I suppose. But, man, these Lings are on a rampage. Coming in from the top here. Nice Plague again from the Defilers. Dark Swarm on the left side. Dark Swarm in the middle side. Idra! Isn't this funny? You won without doing a single thing. He's the best. Idra. You won without doing a single thing. Come on, man. He destroyed your third base just right now. Just right now. Destroyed your third base. No mining is happening at it at all. And I mean, if you consider defense not doing anything, maybe, I guess. That's a lot of what Rhett did here today, which is push back. Push back, push back. Lost the fourth base, replaced it, pushed back. Natural base got threatened a little bit, pushed it back, got dropped, pushed it back. That's what Rhett did here today. And Idra, like 20 minutes after he said, I'm about to get kicked for abusing. I can't imagine it's anything but verbal abuse, and that he does it again. The man cannot help himself, honestly. I think that's what's going on here. Oh, Idra. All right, man. So Rhett gets the win there. Ultralisks. Such great Defiler play. I mean, these last three clouds exemplify what we saw here today. Bam, bam, bam. Swarm, swarm, swarm. Plague on a lot of this bio over here, too. I'm not sure if it'll show. It does, though. That's nice. 3-2 cracklings. The ultra count was insanely high. Not that the ultras did a whole lot other than, you know, pushing Idra back, which is all they needed to do was push back. Well done. Well done indeed by Rhett. Really teched up fast there, too. About 10-minute Dark Swarm is pretty amazing, to be honest. You got to delay your third base to do it, but it worked out in the end for him just fine. More tanks, honestly. If you're Idra here, stop pumping bio and just start pumping tanks, and you're going to have a better time versus this. That's how we've seen Flash deal with it. It's just have a huge number of tanks just wrecking Ultralisks left and right. From distance, too. That's what's really important here. You want a Dark Swarm out there, fine. But, I mean, you got to get close in here. Anyway, just tank range matters. This closing distance is what matters here. So let's check out the final score there. Rhett gets the win. Idra with the textbook rage. 118,000 points for Idra, but 131,000 for Rhett. Pretty even, actually, on units killed here, but Rhett produced about 200 more, 180 more, and therefore could afford to lose more, as he did. And then resources here, 4 bases. Idra was on 3 bases for quite some time, but lost that third base towards the end, and that was a problem. So, good game. Good game by Rhett. Gets the win here against Idra. Is the recipient of the textbook rage from Idra. He considers that a day well spent, I imagine. But as far as the day well spent for me is concerned, well, that's going to be it from me. So, this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.